been talking in the previous question about what a natural process it was to move from where you were actually inoculating yourself as the farm operator to go into pre-inoculated, and finally the ultimate being the pre-inoculated and coated seed. Well, are there any problems with that? Are there any problems? We might as well deal with that up front. So remember, the two main goals that you're trying to achieve with pre-inoculation and coating is to maximize the number of rhizobium, viable rhizobium especially, at the time of germination, yet minimizing the coating breakdown. So that's our goals with this. So if there are any problems, they're going to be associated with these two things. So I'm going to take a little personal trip here, a little personal narrative for you. I was fortunate enough to be invited to an Australian conference on legumes, and I gave my talk and was very pleased that I was able to be there. But at the same time, in the same symposium was a lady who came on, and she was with the regulatory agencies in Australia. And she had investigated, it's a little more, it was highly regulated over there, so they investigated rhizobium survival on seed. So she was really looking at this first thing. Are these companies delivering viable rhizobium? Well, what she found was, by looking at several seed companies for different species, she looked at 3 or 4 different species, definitely alfalfa and clovers and etc. She found that rhizobium survival was highly variable by company across all these different species. Now, she didn't point out the company names, she just listed them as company ABC to protect the innocent. But at the same time, she tried to look at where in the process of pre-inoculating and coating seed were the main culprits. And there were several different ones, but sometimes it was the strains that they got initially were old and they just didn't multiply very well. But the main problem was the coating process itself did not, especially the polymers used, either during that process they killed off the rhizobium, or the rhizobium died pretty quickly because they desiccated or dried out pretty quickly. So she found, and I thought that was extremely important, that she found that, and this is pretty much, you would say that this is the problem, is are you delivering high numbers of rhizobium? Well, Nitro-Coat has an excellent track record of quality control. They especially, during the whole process of coating, pre-inoculation and coating, they check all the time, they're checking on the line that the moisture content's right in the coating, and that was another thing she found, that the moisture content was proper to reduce the probability that there would be a desiccation of the rhizobium or a drying of the rhizobium, and also that the coating would not break down. So the quality control method that they use for Nitro-Coat is basically to ensure that these two things don't happen.